Hey everybody, this is Mr. G, and it's Mr. G Breaks It Down. Today we're going to roast a pig. It's a tradition here in the Mr. G family, New Year's Eve tradition. And we're going to, lots of way to roast a pig, but we're going to roast it above ground. I build an above ground pit and a couple of grills that I made out of what do you call it? Rebar. So I'll show you at some point how to make that, but that's how we're going to cook it today. Got my assistant here, my oldest son, Sebastian. He's going to be helping me out, and there'll be all sorts of people coming around today that you'll get a chance to see. But let's get started and see what we need to do next. First thing we need to do is we need to get the pig. He's been kind of hanging out in the refrigerator overnight here in the garage. My wife seasoned him, but we're going to season him again before we actually put him on the barbecue. But let's get him out. By the way, just to be clear here, there are some graphic images of pigs being roasted in this video. So if you're sensitive to that, you may want to be aware of that. So let's get the pig out, and we're going to put him on the grill first. Sebastian's carrying the pig out. It's kind of like, I guess, kind of like carrying your wife across the altar, huh?
Stephen, do you promise to love Emily in sickness and health for as long as you both shall live?
My dad already paid the caterer.
A little bit like that. But we're going to lay the pig down first. We're not going to leave the plastic on it, but we'll take the plastic off. And we're going to open up that pig and kind of get him set in there real quick. And I'll show you what we need to do to make sure he's in there properly. We're going to lay the pig down. We laid it down. I'm going to use these tie downs right here. And that's going to help kind of keep the pig in place a little bit. Really, when we squish it together, that's what keeps it in place. But this is just to make sure the legs don't fall off as the pig gets cooked. You want to clip these off because you don't want the fire to burn the tips of these tie downs. But so you just clip them off once they're tied down, and then we'll go to the next phase. Before I put the other grill on, we put the seasoning on the bottom of the pig just to make sure that we have a little extra. But this is something you're really going to be doing throughout the day as you roast the pig. You're going to be continually just adding more sauce to it as we turn the pig throughout the day, just to make sure we get it as seasoned as possible and as tasty as possible. Yummy. So now we put the second grill on. We put tie downs. I put tie downs so that the two end bars here, and these two end bars, those two and those two, are tied together nice and tight. You want it kind of tight and pressed against the pig because we're going to be using this grill to turn the pig throughout the day. So you want to make sure these are tight. Sometimes the heat will like snap these off, so you can always put another one on. Make sure you have some extra tie downs just in case. But for the most part, they stay on. They get hot, but they don't bust. We're going to turn the pig, and we're going to then put some more of what we call it mojo, which is the seasoning for the pig, on the back. And once we do that, we're going to get the fire going. So we're going to turn over the pig. I want to show you how to turn over the pig because that's important. You're going to be doing that throughout the day. So what you're going to do is you're going to cross your arms. Make sure you cross them in a way that you're going to both be able to turn it in the same direction, right? So you cross your arms and you grab the grill and then you turn the beat around. This happens to be about a 6x4 or 6.5x4 pit. I'll give you some instructions on how I built my pit and how I built the grill. It's important because the size of the grill has to kind of match the size of the pit. Otherwise, it'll fall in or the pig won't sit inside the pig entirely. And you got to be able to have the pig inside the pit in order to be able for it to cook properly. Okay, so we got the fire going. I like to kind of start with about a bag of charcoal. That's a good start. Today's a beautiful sunny day, so we're not going to use as much charcoal as we would normally use. The pig's kind of just waiting to get into the sauna. Just chill out, buddy. Don't worry. Your time's coming. Just relax. I have these long tongs, like the barbecue tongs, because you're going to use those to kind of, move this a little bit to make sure it heats up better. And also, you're going to want to use it to pick it up and put the charcoal in the pit. So you want to have a nice set of these. Make sure they're long. And don't get too close to the fire. Don't get too close. Back! Get back! Otherwise, it gets a little hot. Put some charcoal in. Sebastian's going to just kind of show you where it's at. I'm just moving it around. I got a little shovel. Whatever you want to use to move the charcoal around. But on the pig, you want to have more charcoal on the rump end than you do on this front end. And that's because there's more meat back there. So what I will do, though, is most of the charcoal is going to be kind of around the pig. I have the bulk of it kind of on the edges, on the sides, but there's still some of it here kind of in front of the pig. I'll put some under the pig, but I won't put too many on the pig because that cooks a lot faster under there. So I'll just throw a few little charcoals under there. And then I'll just kind of make sure I've surrounded the pig with the charcoal. Now, depending on the day and the weather, you may need to move the charcoal a little further away from the pig or a little closer to the pig. Today's a nice warm day, so I have a feeling I'm going to be moving this charcoal away a little bit here pretty soon. But the idea is you want to get the charcoal going and the heat going so the pig starts to sweat.
Everybody sweat till you get wet.
Now the grease is already starting to kind of drop. That's because it's a really nice warm day. If this was a colder, New Year's Eve, that's not going to be happening yet until we cover the pig. But we're going to cover the pig anyway. Even if it's a warm day, you still want to cover the pig because it's going to be a lot harder to cook if you don't cover it. And you don't want to waste charcoal if you don't need to. So we'll go ahead and this is kind of getting ready to cover. And we'll see you at the next phase. So as you can see, we put the pig to bed. Good night, little piggy. Good night. Got it covered. So what I use is painter's canvas. Just get it at Lowe's or Home Depot. And in order so it doesn't touch the pig, I put another kind of piece of mesh wire there. So that goes on top of the pig, on top of the grill, which is on top of the pig, and then I put the canvas on top of that. Now what I do is I use 4 thermometers, and I stick these thermometers in through the canvas. I use 2 long ones. I use 2 long ones here in the middle. I don't know that it matters whether you use long ones or not, but I have a long one over there, and I have another long one here, and then I have 2 smaller ones on the ends. And what they'll do is they'll give me a gauge as to the temperature to maintain to make sure the pig keeps sweating. Because the important part is to make sure that the pig keeps sweating, that oil is dropping. The temperature itself, actual temperature, is not really that important. What's important is that you know at what temperature you got to maintain it in order for it to sweat. Through my years of experience, I know that if I'm around 250 degrees Fahrenheit, that the pig's going to be sweating good. It also helps you make sure that when you throw more charcoal in there, you don't jack up the temperature to 300, 400, 500 degrees and burn the pig, because you don't want to do that either. So it kind of helps you make sure that you're kind of keeping track of the temperature that's in there. Now what we're going to do is we got the pig in bed, sleeping nicely, and the boys got some more charcoal going on over here, because we want to keep charcoal kind of going early on. With a beautiful day like this, we're probably not going to have to add charcoal after this for about another hour or so. But we want to make sure we keep that. Once it starts sweating, you don't want it to stop sweating, because if it stops sweating, then to get it back sweating again is not a good thing. So once you get it sweating, you want to keep the pig sweating. I like sweat. Sweat's good. Good for you. Listen, we're going to do one more thing. One of the many reasons I like this technique is it's cheap. But the other reason is you can smoke the pig. So now we're going to smoke. And I smoked the gazookie out of this pig because I love that smoky smell when you get it out. Now, you can use all sorts of stuff. I love mesquite, applewood, all sorts of different stuff. I got an apple tree that we cut down. I did not cut down the apple tree. Yeah, actually, I did. But we got some applewood we're going to use a little bit later on. We'll see if it works or not. But for right now, I'm going to throw on some of this stuff right here. The Jack Daniel's Whiskey Barrel Smoking Chips. They worked very well last time we did this. I love the mesquite, but then I don't think they had mesquite that day, so I got this instead. This works well too. And you just grab a chunk. And if you get hungry, you can eat on it too if you're a chipmunk.
Alvin!
Lift up the blankie. I'm sorry, excuse me. And then don't get burned because this is going to be hot. And then you just drop it on top of on the charcoal. Look at that charcoal. Look how white it is. Woo! So you grab a hand, you throw it in there. You cannot over smoke a pig. You just can't. Can't do it. Yes, you can, Mr. G. No, you can't. But Mr. G, I heard you can over-smoke a pig. No, you can't. You can't over-smoke it. That's a lie. You liar. Then we're going to throw some more on there. Some more on there. That thing, pretty soon you're going to see the smoke coming out of this thing like a chimney stack. Okay, so it took a couple of minutes, but you can see how the smoke is coming out of there. That pig is smoking. Hey, this is a non-smoking pit. Except for the pig. The pig can smoke. Yeah, that's okay. All right, so once you see that, you know that, it's probably hot enough to cook the pig, but we're still going to add some more charcoal in a little bit, and we'll show you when we do that. Don't go away. So you can kind of see where the thermometers sit. That's why I like using those long thermometers, because they'll sit kind of right where the bottom of the pig is. So it gives me a good idea of the kind of the temperature there. The pig's not sweating great right now, but it takes a little while for a good sweat because you have to elevate the internal temperature of the pig, the meat inside, before it starts sweating nice. So it's okay. All of this is a process, people. Process is good, except processed food. RFK, get rid of that processed food, buddy. Okay, so I'm getting ready to add some more charcoal, but before I do that, I went and we flipped the pig back up again because we're going to add some more mojo. And, my wife uses olive oil and garlic. In Spanish, that'd be ajo. Hey, watch your language. Just kidding, all right? So ajo and a bunch of different seasonings, but you want to, just like I said, throughout the day, you're going to be seasoning this. And the best time to do it is every time you add charcoal, or almost every time, turn that pig back over if it's face down, and just add some more on there. Oh, look at how good that is. Ooh, that is so good. Mr. G, you're making me hungry. I want to eat right now. No, you got to wait. You got to wait because it's not ready yet. Notice that the charcoal there is still looking good. The chips haven't all burned, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to the charcoal that I put in there already, I'm going to start moving that towards the middle. Not all of it, but some of it. And you can see the pig's already started to cook. It's starting to kind of brown a little bit, okay? So that's a good sign too. Another way to kind of check. On cold days, I try not to keep it uncovered like this, and I don't normally film when I'm roasting a pig, so, usually I'm quicker when I do this kind of stuff. But today, since I'm filming for you, my Mr. G audience, I'm taking a little more time. And what a beautiful day. The Lord blesses with a sunny day, so we're able to take a little more time. So I'm going to put this here. Don't step on it. And make sure the dog's not around, because the dog will just eat that thing up. Totally. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and throw that charcoal in. But before we do, we're going to flip the pig, because it's better to flip the pig before you put the charcoal, because it's hot once you put that new charcoal in. So we'll flip the pig, and I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, so we added that charcoal that we had going. And we flip the pig over first, so it's face down again. You always start with the pig with, the face down. And before I added the new charcoal, I kind of spread the charcoal I had already put in there a little more around, but put it along the sides of the pit, and a few more kind of in the center of the pit. Then I flipped the pig over. We flipped it over, and then we added the new charcoal. And then that new charcoal is really more on the edges. It's not so much on the under the pig, but rather it's along the outside edge of the pig. And before I put the cover back on, I put a bunch more smoking chips in there. The Jack Daniels Whiskey Barrel Smoking Chips. Jack is making some money, because he not only makes money on the Jack, but he makes money on the barrels. I love Tennessee, by the way. Tennessee, y'all like my people. Had one of the greatest conversations in the world with a Tennessee guy at a laundromat in the middle of nowhere in Tennessee. Man, that was fun. I had a great time on that. So, but you can see, you put all that smoking chip in there, and it is smoking. That should be in a movie somewhere. Smoking. Maybe it is. I don't know. Smoking. Okay, so we're about an hour and a half into this thing. Still a nice, beautiful, sunny day. I'm heating up some more charcoal. So far, we're about, I want to say about 16 pounds into this thing. 16 pounds of charcoal. We're going to finish it off now here, probably with another 6 or 8 pounds of charcoal in the first hour and a half to 2 hours. It's a sunny day. If it were a cloudy day, I would probably by now have already used probably 2 bags to get this thing going. It's sweating. Interesting thing about this pig, it's not sweating as much as it normally sweats. And I think, you know, one of the factors when you roast is that, you know, some of it depends on the pig too. And I think this pig doesn't have a lot of fat. So we're going to probably modify the drip rhythm as we go along. I thought I'd show you some of our, like, canines. That's Kiva. You can tell she likes to dig. She's a digger. She's also a murderer. She'll kill any critter that comes in this backyard. Love you, Kiva. Barto, we adopted him. My boy found him at the gym. He just kept showing up at the gym a few days, and so one day I come home and this guy's here, and I'm like, what's this? We already have a dog. Oh, but you know, he was showing up at the gym. It's nobody's dog. Thought I'd bring him. Come here, buddy. Come on up here. I know, he's so lovable. He's a lovable dog. Yeah, they're both lovable, really. This doesn't seem too hygienic, Mr. G. Petting dogs while you're roasting a pig. It's okay. I'm not touching the pig. Plus, I put gloves on when we turn that grill because the grill is hot. So it's time to go ahead, I think, and add this batch of charcoal. We're going to turn over the pig like we did last time. We're going to put the mojo on it. Then we'll turn it back face down again. Remember, the mojo has, what do you put in that mojo, Mama?
Garlic oil.
Garlic, oil. What do you call garlic? How do you say garlic in Spanish? Ajo, no swearing. So, yeah, she's going to make a little more mojo. We're going to turn over the pig. We're going to put the mojo on it. Then we're going to go ahead and put it back face down again. Then I'll put the additional charcoal in. And then we're going to put some more mesquite. The boy went and picked up some more of the Jack Daniel Whiskey Barrel Smoking Chips. Jack making a kill in Tennessee.
Gee, Tennessee, that's pretty
We're
good.
in Mr. G's kitchen, and Mama's making some more mojo. Like we said, she's going to put some vegetable oil in there. Nice. You can use olive oil, vegetable oil. We use this one. Then she bought some of this stuff, the Goya. Hey, listen, Goya, great product. Love the company too, and President, big MAGA guy. I love him. Okay, so let's support Goya. And then she's gonna put. Did you put any garlic in it? What do we call garlic again in Spanish? Ajo. Yeah. Hey, no swearing in this house. We don't swear in this house. But she's gonna use garlic powder here, and with the vegetable oil and the Goya mojo. See how they call it? See, it even says right there. Mojo. Or, if you're an Americano, you could say mojo. We got mojo going. So, we got the mojo. Mama says I gotta stop talking too much. Can't do that. I'm a talker. So, Mama's gonna come over here, and we're gonna get ready to turn over that pig. Remember, when you turn over the pig, when you go put new charcoal in there, the best thing to do is make it quick, right? Take the canvas off, take the thermostats off, fold the canvas nice and the thermostat nice, so you know which canvas goes on which side, and you put those holes back in the same place. Then flip the pig over, put that mojo on the bottom of that pig, on the belly, all that, really good. Turn it back over, add the new charcoal, and then add the smoking chips, and then cover it really quick. So we're gonna go do that now. So this is the second time we flipped the pig over to put new charcoal on. You can see it's starting to brown. It's not dripping a lot of fat. This pig does not have a lot of fat. Piggy, not a fat piggy, lean piggy. RFK would be proud of you. So we're gonna have to modify the drip, what do you call it? The drip rhythm. Instead of, it's probably getting more like something like that. It's going to be slower drip. We're going to flip it back over. You can see it is dripping a little bit, but it's just not a lot of fat on this pig, which is okay. But it's cooking, so that's important. We're going to add this charcoal, and I don't think we're going to have charcoal for a little while after this. We'll cover it back up, and we'll add more of the smoking chips before I cover it, and then it should be good to go for quite a while. Okay, everybody, say bye to the piggy beak. Go back to sleep. Bye. Okay, so we're getting ready to turn it again. Add some more charcoal. Before I do, I'm going to put the seasoning on the back, because we're going to leave it now with the back down. Okay, starting to cook pretty well. You can see even the back is starting to cook. But when we turn it over, we'll see how well it's cooking on the bottom side. But it's cooking a little fast, and I don't want it to be done before the people get, the guests start to arrive. So I'm going to cook it a little longer with the back down, just to cook it slower. If I cook it with the back down, then the bottom part will cook slower, and the whole pig will cook slower. So that's what I'm going to do. But the first thing I'm going to do is make sure I put the mojo on the back. There's the 68. Pig was born in 1968. That's an old pig. No, actually that means 68 pounds. So if you order a pig, this is a 68-pound pig. I ordered a 65 to 70-pound pig, and they got a 68-pound pig. So you'll know the weight of the pig because they'll put the weight on there. Okay, so we just flipped the pig over. It's about 3.5 hours into it now. We started around 11 this morning, and it's about 2:30 now. And this time now I put the pig in there. It is now not face down. It's back down. So you got the face up. The sun is starting to come down a little bit. In about an hour or so, that sun's going to be down quite a bit, probably behind those trees, and it'll start getting cold fast. I haven't needed to use a lot of charcoal yet, but I'm probably going to have to kick up the charcoal use in the next hour or so, because as soon as that sun starts going down, it's going to start getting colder, and it'll make it tougher to keep the heat in there. 65-pound pig, on a day like this, I should be able to get it cooked like between 5 and 6 hours. But we don't want to cook it too fast, because you want to cook it from the outside in, and you don't want to burn the outside to try to cook the inside fast. So you got to take your time. 5 hours for a 65-pound pig, that's pretty quick. 6 hours is just about right, but we'll see. You kind of have to feel it out. Hey, this is Mr. G. I'm back. It's been about an hour and a half or so since I last checked in with you guys. We're starting to fire up some more charcoal. Pig's still sleeping like a baby pig. And the temperatures, again, keeping them around 250. These I've been keeping right around 250s. The smaller ones have been around 200. Temperature's been staying steady. You can see sun's starting to go down. I'm not going to wait for that sun to go completely down to start the fire and get more charcoals going. No, I'm going to get that going right now, because I want to throw those in before it gets dark. And I want to make sure I maintain the temperature. We're about 6 hours into this thing. I think it's been about an hour since I talked to you guys. I added some more charcoal. Pig is still face up. Nice and toasty up on top. I've been checking it. Looks like the meat's cooked, but we'll check it a little bit later. I've added some more charcoal, some more of the smoking chips. I'm firing up some more charcoal, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going for the final stage here. This final stage, we're going to go some real hot heat. We're going to drop that pig down. We're going to try to toast the skin. The chicharrón. Híjole! Going for the chicharrón. Yeah, we're going for the chicharrón. That's, now, there's a way to cheat on this. A lot of guys you could use a blowtorch. You can use a blowtorch. And I've seen that. People do that, and it apparently works well. But it's kind of cheating. I like to try to do it the old-fashioned way. It's harder. Sometimes you really mess it up. But if you're careful, you'll be okay. Okay, Mr. G here. We got the Logan family here helping us. That's important, because we need a lot of hands for this part here. So what we're going to try to do now is toast the back of the skin there. To do that, you got to get it really hot. So I've got charcoal right here, and I'm going to drop this charcoal in here. And then I'm going to put it towards the center of the pig. Remember, we've been kind of keeping most of the hot charcoal off to the side. This time we're going to put the hot charcoal in the center. Okay? Now, you got to watch this carefully, because if you're not careful, you can burn that pig. But what we're going to do is we're going to have two people on the ends. When we lift it up, the people on the side are going to take these these cinder
These
blocks
three?
off so we can lower
Yes,
the
sir.
pig.
Yeah, those
but
three.
we're going to be lifting and lowering the pig as needed to make sure it doesn't get burned. So on the count of 2, lift it up and we'll pull off those cinder blocks. Ready? 1, 2.
Come on, Dad.
I gotta bend over.
I'm done.
Mr. Logan's not having any trouble with that. I wonder why. Very nice. So it got pretty toasty there, but I was a little worried it was going to burn. So what I did is we lifted it back up, and it's really hot though under the pig. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put the pig in a blanket. Little piggy's gonna go in a blanket. Bye, piggy. Okay, there you go. Piggy's in a blanket, and that's going to keep that section a little bit hotter. And that heat that's coming up is going to go straight up there, and we'll finish toasting it that way. Next time you see me, I should look a lot better. I mean, I look already pretty good, but I should be showered and cleaned up, and you'll be seeing us eat. So, as you can tell, we started cutting the pig. Sorry, didn't show you taking it off. Okay, but tomorrow I'll kind of break it down how we take it off. Most important thing is when you try to get the pig in through the door and you tilt it, make sure it doesn't slide off. Bad news. Okay, so make sure so we've been cutting the pig, all right, and we've been leaving the ribs for last. Delicacy. And now the best part of roasting is you get to eat it with all your friends and family. So we got all our church and baseball family here, and real blood family and friends. I shouldn't say blood when you're eating a pig, huh? That's okay, it doesn't matter. Or when you're holding a big old knife. So we're going to pray now to eat, and then probably won't talk to you guys until next year. So Happy New Year, guys!
That's all, folks.